We're in a time where the powers that be, in their height of wickedness, can't fix things or turn things around in regards of the state of the country or the world. Like, they can't change what the Heavenly Father has put into motion. They're not going to be able to, man, because what's written in Scripture must be fulfilled. And they're using all means of distraction to keep your eyes, especially your spiritual eyes, from important issues. There's no doubt about that. And the Most High has a spirit on them to be stupid. Like it tells you in the book of Obadiah. He's put a spirit on them to be extra stupid, and there's nothing they can do to turn things around. So, I was talking to a brother a little while ago, and I was telling him this is going to be one hell of a year, man. They're trying to push this bird flu thing, and I'm not going to expound on this a long time because I don't want them to kill my page, but you're trying to expound on this bird flu thing and or push this new narrative to instill fear in you and try to bring back the COVID-19 thing right back again in existence. And that's only because there's an election coming up, and they're so evil and they're so torn up and they're so caught up in derision from the Most High that they will do anything to keep and maintain that power. This is what they're going to do. They will do anything to keep and maintain that power because they just disheveled, and I can't even put it into words, the state of being that these devils are in right now. I can't even put it into words. This top bird flu scientist who studied virus for 20 years says he's quit milk as the FDA began testing on dairy cows for a deadly virus. Now, how true this is, I don't know, but I do believe without a shadow of a doubt that these devils will do anything to maintain power, even if it's amongst themselves. They're fighting and jockeying for power amongst themselves. And you so-called Negroes and Hispanics, you do not have a horse in this race. You do not have a horse in this race. I believe a lot of this is totally exaggerated. Now they're saying that the whole 6-foot thing, stand 6 feet away from each other, and the mask thing wasn't the actual truth. I'm not going to expound on it. Look it up yourself, but they're saying it wasn't the actual truth. This is absolutely crazy. I don't even want to really elaborate on this, but so much because it might be an issue, But they're gonna try everything they can to rehabilitate this wicked regime. I'm not gonna touch too much on that because I don't want them to shut me down. But then you have Red Lobster. They're about to fold. How many of you know about that? You couldn't tell a Negro or Hispanic not to eat these sea roaches. You could not tell them. Now, the Most High, through his grace and power and his ultimate wisdom, has chosen to shut this garbage down. And good riddance. Good riddance. Good riddance. Check it out. Look at this crap. Tales from the trenches of Red Lobster, endless shrimps. The deal was bad for business, but for employees, it was something else entirely. It says Red Lobster filed bankruptcy Monday. I believe that was this Monday, after a grim week that saw nearly 100 stores shut down around the country. 100 stores, and not just Red Lobster. McDonald's is doing bad. Burger King is doing bad. When was the last time you've seen a dollar menu? I mentioned that some time ago. When was the last time you've seen a dollar menu? You haven't seen a dollar menu for the longest, man. So the restaurant chain has cycled through multiple owners and leadership cabals over the past 10 years, and each of them attempted to stabilize the chain to no avail. One of these rescue plans was the restaurant's now infamous endless shrimp promotion. This is where Negroes and Hispanics and heathen gorged themselves to death for $20 of endless shrimp, different styles of sea roaches and meat. That's what they're doing. But that's what that's about. Don't you know the Most High hates when you stuff your big mouths with shrimp and lobster and scampi? Don't you know the Most High hates that, man? And that you're heavily violating the laws of God? And I guarantee you the majority of these idiots that eat this damn lobster and these damn scavengers claim to believe in God. I guarantee you they claim to believe in God. Damn believable, man. See if I can make that bigger so you can see it better. Yeah, it should be better. I'm assuming that's better. Let me make sure. Yeah, it should be that's a lot better. It says, one of these rescue plans was the restaurant's now infamous endless shrimp promotion, in which for $20, customers could order an unlimited supply of fried shrimp, shrimp scampi, or street corn shrimp to their table. The plan, as far as I can tell, was for guests to fill up on just enough shellfish, filth. That's what it's talking about. Just enough filth, shellfish, to preserve Red Lobster's profit margin. It backfired spectacularly. The restaurant clientele scarfed down enough shrimp to accumulate an $11 million operating loss in the fourth quarter of 2023. Good riddance. Good riddance. This is, of course, the actual reason Red Lobster is cycling the drain are more complicated than a runaway shrimp promotion. Business leader Emily Stewart explained the long pattern of bad financial decisions that spelled doom for the restaurant. The worst of all being the divestment of Red Lobster's property handling in order to rent them back to punitive leases. It don't matter to me as long as they shut this crap down and Jake meaning the real Jews, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes and Hispanics, can't scoff down this garbage anymore. That's the main thing. So you got, this crap, as well as other chains folding. And this is all through the Most High, It was, I was watching Fox Business News earlier, and they was asking, do you think we're in a recession? And of course, the person he was asking, the anchorman, the person that the anchorman was asking said no. He said no, of course he said no. Because they want to keep hope alive in this current system. They want to keep that hope alive, man. And they will continue to do those things, man, But at the same time, they want to create fear and scare to keep you on the rails of being a damn slave in the system. They want to keep that going. It's very important to keep that going and to have you stupid and unaware of what's really happening in this country. And what's happening is that the big dogs at top, the super rich, are fighting for money amongst themselves. And they're trying to create a new order, a new world order, and hit that reset button as far as how man should think, how man should operate, how man should deal with his fellow man, and how man should worship the devil. So they're going to do everything in their power to create a fear cycle, and they want to perpetuate this fear cycle in your mind. So you bring it to your children, bring it to your women, and the government has total reign over your minds. CDC reports second human case of H5 bird flu tied to dairy cow outbreak. We just read a little bit of that in another story. I'm not going to read a lot of this because I don't want them to strike me. and they will strike you if you get in the way of their plans on health issues. May 22nd, 2024, a human case of highly pathogenic avian influenza virus infection in the United States has been identified in the state of Michigan. This is the second case associated with an ongoing multi-state outbreak of AH5N1 in dairy cows. As with the case in Texas, the individual is a worker on a dairy farm, where H5N1 virus has been identified in cows. So now it's the cows, then it's the birds. You know, they're just making this. You just can't win because this stuff just keeps coming out. I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but this stuff just keeps coming out. While a nasal swab from the person tested negative of influenza in Michigan, an eye swab, I guess it's a new thing, an eye swab from the patient was shipped to the CDC and tested positive for influenza AH5 virus, indicating an eye infection. Similar to the Texas case, the patient only reported eye symptoms. CDC has been watching influenza surveillance systems closely, particularly in infected states. And there has been no sign of unusual influenza activity in people according to the syndromic surveillance. Well, we'll see. We'll see where this is going, but you better believe this is election time, and these devils will do whatever they can or whatever it takes to make you crazier and separate you from the true and living God. That's the ultimate goal, to separate us from the true and living God. You understand? So these Dr. Frankensteins will do everything they can to keep you away from God. That's what it is, to keep you away from God. Check this out. This was like a week ago, and it's kind of sad. You know, I was reading through this, and I kind of did a video on it. I took it down, but it's a kind of a sad story because, ignorant people, they don't know what the hell is going on, man. They just go along to get along. Sometimes they go along because they're wicked, and sometimes, in most cases, they're victims. They're victims, and I kind of felt bad for this dude. But this dude had a transplant, a kidney transplant from a pig, man. And the Most High says, don't even touch that thing. That thing is filthy as hell. They put this in this brother. He's an Israelite, and they put the filth in this brother. The first person to receive a genetically modified pig kidney transplant has died. Jeez. Says Rick Slayman, the first human to receive a genetically modified pig kidney transplant has died almost 2 months after the procedure. Slayman, who had end-stage kidney disease, underwent the transplant in March at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston at the age of 62. The hospital said in a statement on Saturday that there was no indication that his death was a result of the transplant. Yeah, okay. It says the transplant surgeon had said he hoped the transplant would function for at least 2 years. The Mass General transplant team is deeply saddened at the sudden passing of Rick Slayman. Read the hospital statement. Read the hospital statement. Mr. Slayman will forever be seen as a beacon of hope to countless transplant patients worldwide. I don't see how that's a beacon. You put a pig in this man. You're creating influenzas all over the world, to the point where you saw my last video that levels of cancer have spread dramatically all over the world, and not just among the old, but among the young. So I don't see how, that's a beacon at all. I just don't see that. I see that as you can have a lot of Dr. Frankensteins out there, and you have to be careful, man, because this man is a madman. He's the beast. America is the big Satan. Israel is the little Satan. And you have to get that in your mind. You have to get that in your mind. I mean, that's the reality. I'm not going to read all of this. Get rid of that. The surgery was a milestone for the field of xenotransplant. I think that's how it's pronounced. Xenotransplant. The transplant of organs from one species to another. You're going to tell me this guy's not a damn beast? You're going to tell me this guy believes in the Most High when he's using animals as donors for going, using animal parts toward human beings? You can't see this man as a beast? I mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, things are getting worse and worse. And this man is proving to be the devil every day. I also had a discussion in the gym with a brother the other day, yesterday actually. And he's talking to me. We're going back and forth because he's questioning what you brothers believe in and what you teach. And he doesn't see things from the perspective of this man, the man being Esau, so-called Europeans, as the beasts in this world today. He doesn't see it from that perspective. And perhaps he will never, he may never will. And it's all good, but at some point you got to open your eyes. You got to open your eyes. You can't walk around in the state of the state you're in now, man. Because if you continue, you'll die. You will die. There's no doubt about that. And the Most High, he's making it so easy to see what the hell is going on. It's just that if you refuse, then you're a fool. You're a fool, and you're desperately wicked. Now they're going to take a pig's body parts. In the future, is taking body parts or livers or kidneys from lambs and sheep and monkeys, thinking they're going to save lives. But the Most High tells you in the book of 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, in the 39th verse, the Most High says, all flesh is not the same flesh. See that? The Most High says, all flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men. So men have a flesh and animals have a flesh. If the Europeans, the white man was of the Most High, he would read this and he would back off of that form of research. Same thing with this chip. Same thing with these implants they're trying to put in a person's brain to control them. It's supposed to make them smarter, or a type of IA brain that can control your brain or make you wiser. The Lord says all flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, and another flesh of beasts, and another of fish, and another of birds. Most High is very clear. All flesh is not the same flesh. So why would you put a pig in a man? The pig's flesh differs from the man. The pig's organs differ from a man. Two different things. Two different things. Then the Most High tells you in the 40th verse, there are also celestial bodies and terrestrial bodies, meaning angelic versus humans. Two different things. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. So the Most High made and created things differently. He didn't make things to be played with. He didn't make things to be used to make money. When I say things, I'm talking about body parts. Not the same. Not the same at all. Same thing with food. Certain foods we're not supposed to eat. This is why people are getting sick. People are getting sick because they're eating foods that doesn't belong to them. Doesn't belong to them. It doesn't belong in their body. Sorry. Got this damn phone ringing, man. Certain foods don't belong in their body. But, as time go on, we're going to see the Most High is going to really manifest what's really happening on this earth. And I hope a lot of you brothers and sisters, you see this and start taking care of yourselves. Start taking care of yourselves, because cancer is on the rise for some crazy reason. I think you know why. A lot of ailments are on the rise in this world, and I think you know why. Why? Because Dr. Frankenstein is ruling this world. Something to think about. I'm out.